It has been a minute now since we last shared a bit of a life update, but as you saw in our previous video, we just got back from a trip in Alabama with our friends.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God and my parents and my coaches.
We had an absolutely amazing time. Definitely go watch that video after this one. Warning, it is a bit chaotic, but so much fun. I had a great time making it. We had a great time filming it with all of our friends, and it was so great to see them after not really seeing them for a pretty long time. We figured today would be a good time for a bit of a life update and to give you a little preview of what is to come for the rest of 2023. But before all of that, we need to make some dinner tonight because we are starving.
Starving, and I'm the chef for tonight. Kage is the sous chef, and we're making gnocchi. I found this awesome creamy tomato gnocchi dish on TikTok, and it's become a staple since moving here. So like for the past 5 months, we've had it not every week, but like almost every week. It's that good. This recipe is from @DishingOutHealth. So Jamie on TikTok will literally pull it up every single time. We're starting off with olive oil and garlic. Also, if I'm being honest, I don't really follow the directions as much anymore. I used to follow it to a T, and now I can't even tell you what like the tablespoons I was supposed to put in. I just kind of go off a vibe every week.
All right, my task right now is to fill this massive pot up with water for the gnocchi, but I'm gonna see how many life updates I can give you in the time it takes this bad Larry to get full of water. All right, number one, after Europe, we went home and spent some time with family. We were home for about 2 weeks and it was awesome. Number two, we went to our first White Sox game. And then this past weekend, we actually went to our first Cubs game. So 2 baseball games this summer, both were awesome. The White Sox won. They did play the Red Sox, who is our beloved home team. And then the Cubs won yesterday, so 2 for 2 on a game so far here in Chicago. Next, we are getting ready for a triathlon. So next weekend is the Chicago Triathlon, which I think is one of the largest triathlons in the US in terms of the amount of people that come. So that should be super fun. It's our first triathlon. We're doing the sprint triathlon, which is a half-mile swim, 15-mile bike ride, and a 5K run, 3.1 miles, and I'm out of time.
I was just gonna say, you're like way out of time.
Yeah, there's like way too much water in here.
And then next we have the tomatoes. And while these are heating up, I'll give you 2 more updates. We went on 2 other trips this summer. Actually, the first one was just me. I went on a girls' trip to Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I was with my friends for the whole week. And honestly, we haven't done that in so long, and it felt so good. The water was absolutely gorgeous, and we had great food, and just good times all around. And then the second trip, we just got back from Alabama with KJ's friends. It was such a great time. It was really hot. We were in the Gulf Shores, like right on the beach. So we got this huge house and like had this whole Olympics day.
So I just destroyed Maximilian.
Really fun, lots of belly laughter. KJ's stomach literally hurt from laughing. So that was a great trip. Oh yeah, you go watch the video. Yeah. In time for the heavy cream, the healthiest part of this meal. Again, not measuring, just going with my gut.
Sauce is looking magnificent. All right, next set of updates from the list. We went to our first comedy show here in Chicago at a famous club called Zanies. Super fun. The acts were honestly kind of average, and it really made me appreciate the comedians that are really good. Obviously, comedy is super subjective. Next, shave the mustache. Not sure if it was even noticeable on YouTube, but it was fun to do while we were in Europe. I enjoyed growing it out to see what it would look like, and honestly, I didn't think it was too bad, but I'm sure other people have different opinions about that. Next, we spent a lot of time here in the lake. Thankfully, Chicago is what feels like on an ocean. The Lake Michigan here is so massive. It's so cool to look at. It looks just like an ocean, and you dive in, it's fresh water, and you get a little confused, honestly, because you sometimes forget that it is a lake. Super fun. There are a few really nice beaches here in Chicago, which makes summer living that much better. And then a little bit more here in Chicago, we have spent a lot of time biking around the city. We do have bikes that we bought for our triathlon that we use for like training and exercising, but there are also a ton of divvy bikes here. A lot of cities, I know New York, they call them city bikes, and in Boston, I believe they're called blue bikes. Basically just bikes that you can rent from different areas around the city. They're like locked in these little bike racks, I guess, for lack of a better word. You pay either a subscription or a per minute basis. We did buy the subscription. It's $130 US for the year, and you get 45 minutes of free riding every time you get on a bike. So honestly, we thought it was worth it. That works out to be, I believe about $11 a month. So to have that access to those bikes has been awesome. We've been riding them all over the city. We go meet friends with them, and they're super great because we can ride them, go to a restaurant, leave them, and then not have to worry about our own bikes and getting around and everything. So it's been absolutely great for that, especially in this warmer weather.
Whew, that smells so good. I'm so hungry. A little garnish for a little bit of unhealthiness, you know, just spinach. We already have the heavy cream, so I don't know why we're trying to be healthy.
All right, let's get this gnocchi in there. Whew, I'm sweating. It's a little hot over here.
And now basically we just wait for the gnocchi to rise. It usually takes about like 3 to 5 minutes.
We have liftoff. She has risen nicely. And now we combine all of the deliciousness into one.
I feel like I could use more spinach. I feel like, again, there's no measuring. That was a lot. Final touches. Mozzarella balls from Trader Joe's. They slap so hard. I think they're like my favorite thing every week. All right, the food is done. It's delicious, thanks to the sous chef.
And the chef. You are the one that does this, like the hard stuff.
And
found the recipe. The hard stuff of searching on TikTok for good recipes.
You're welcome. Thank you all. And we're gonna sit down to eat. We were gonna tell you about our future plans, but our favorite show, Big Brother, just came on, and we've been watching for the past 10 years. Literally since we started dating.
Big fans.
Big fans. So we can only watch it live because we're not on our home Wi-Fi. Long story, but we're gonna catch you in a minute. We're just gonna catch up with Big Brother.
Be right back. We're back.
We're back. Dinner was incredible, and the Big Brother episode was also amazing. So 10 out of 10. For our first summer in Chicago, we also did the architecture tour and went to Lollapalooza, 2 very classic Chicago things. So we've absolutely been loving our first summer here in Chicago.
But that wraps up everything we've been doing since we got back from Europe. It was a pretty busy summer, and sadly it's like coming to an end, but we also have a lot more to look forward to going into the fall and the rest of 2023. So let's dive into what we have going on for the rest of this year, because it's gonna be pretty exciting. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. First up, next week, first triathlon. Mentioned it earlier, been training for it, super pumped. We were both athletes in college, and we haven't really like trained for something in about 3 years now. So having something to train for and like get ready for has been really exciting, and has really like inspired us to do some other stuff. TBD, maybe some more triathlons along the way.
Yeah, it's also a little bit emotional for me because it's my first competition of sorts since my diagnosis of celiac disease, and it's been 1.5 years. I'm on the gluten-free diet. I'm doing much better, but when I was first diagnosed, I felt the opposite of strong. And what I've learned through this whole training experience is that I'm actually stronger than I was before, which is weird, like going from a D1 athlete to like saying that I'm stronger after, but I genuinely believe that, and yeah, I'm excited for next week.
After that, we are heading home back to Massachusetts for a week to spend some time with family and friends for Labor Day weekend and go to the beach and just enjoy some more time with them. And then at the end of September, we are heading back to Europe. We found some amazing flight deals. And I say amazing, like amazing. Heading to Europe. So we're actually going to Amsterdam and then to the UK at the end of September, beginning of October. I'll talk more about the flight deals in those respective videos, but they were awesome. And then from there, we are flying from the UK to Florida for a wedding for one of our close friends that we were just with this past weekend in Alabama. So lots of exciting stuff going on at the end of September and beginning of October for that.
And then in October, we have like a bunch of friends coming into town. In November, we're going back home for Thanksgiving. We're also going back home for Christmas. But in between there, we are doing a big trip to South Korea, and we're so excited. We've definitely been getting the itch to go back to Asia, and yeah, we're really excited. KJ also found great flight deals for that too. He's a travel hacking king, so we love that.
We are flying one of our favorite airlines. We flew them earlier this year. If you can guess, leave a guess in the comments. This year is shaping up to be a good one. So if you have any recommendations for
Please.
Amsterdam and South Korea specifically, or like day trips from Amsterdam, that area, and South Korea in general, let us know because we would really appreciate it. We are going to South Korea in December, so it's gonna be cold. We know that. I'm not surprised by that, but it'll be fun regardless, and we cannot wait. I think those are pretty set in stone plans. I don't think we have anything else that'll pop up, but You never know. We're kind of crazy sometimes like that. Let us know if you try out the gnocchi recipe.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to hit like on this video and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, it's free, and it'll really help us and support us. And we're gonna hopefully hit 5K by the end of this year, so let's get to it. See ya. What? Oh, okay.
Shocker. And I'm the chef, this is my sous chef. So I'll explain the recipe for tonight. Cabinet's right here. Like it would look like it if I just went like this.
That garlic is already smelling so good. Thankfully, this is also a very quick recipe, so if you are starving, it's... What are you looking for? Oh, sorry. Okay. Whoa, this way.